We've got barbecue back here. You're all invited. Welcome to the SlooPcast. How are you doing today, Kyle?
Doing all right, Jared. How are you doing today?
You know, we're doing a championship weekend, and we didn't do a Know Your Enemy this week. So not great, Kyle. Not great.
What? What do you want me to do about it?
Listen to me complain. That's really all I've ever wanted. It's why we started a podcast, to force people to listen to me complain.
Congrats, it's working.
I need to adjust my chair before we start.
All
okay.
Right. We're doing 7 games now. Typically on this episode we do 6, but we're doing 7 today, Jared.
Why are we doing 7, Kyle?
I don't want to go over it. I'm still getting over it.
Is it because we didn't do a Know Your Enemy? Because Ohio State isn't playing this weekend?
I don't want to talk about it.
You brought it up. You
started it.
I will check the tape to decide if that's true or not. But I'm biased, so guess what? It's not.
Whatever. All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Oh, we're going to start off strong. We're going to talk about some action, Jared. It's the first time we talked about a MAC school in our pick'ems.
Should we do this one first, or should we do the Pac-12 game first, since it's on a Friday night?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You're ruining the fun, Jared. All right, Utah and USC for the Pac-12 championship game. Utah, who is the team who is lower ranked, is favored in this game by 2.5 points, Jared.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that's almost a pick'em. That's almost a pick'em to me. And
almost.
And you know what?
I've seen certain books have it at basically a pick'em.
You know what? I'm gonna go with BuckeyeNation here. We're all Ute fans here, and I'm gonna go with the Utes here. I'll pick the Utes, and maybe I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but you know what? Fuck it. I'm picking the Utes.
Kyle, with that YOLO pick. Yeah, picking with your heart, not your head, potentially. Let me take a look at these teams. USC's superior offensively, like by some significant margins, but Utah is better. By the way, guys in the chat, let us know who you want. Once again, it's USC minus 2.5, because we don't have a guest picker for this week. So y'all let us know what you think. Utah is significantly better on the defensive side, so we have a bit of a mismatch here. If we look at the spreads, if we look at like how these teams are performing against the spread this year, both are good. USC 8-4, Utah 7-5. If we look at some of the recent games, Zach says Utah 45, USC 44. Listen, we don't really care if they cover that much, right? The thing about it is that USC is on a 3-game winning streak for against the spread. Utah recently lost to Oregon. It feels like USC is peaking at the right time, unfortunately, for Ohio State. So I'm going to pick with my head, not my heart on this one. And psych. Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. No, I think this is a pick'em game. When in doubt, choose the underdog. If you're going to give me 2.5 points to take either of these team, I'm going to take the 2.5 points.
All right. Attaboy, Jared.
So give me Utah.
Attaboy. All right, now we'll talk about some action. Let's talk about some action. Let's talk about Toledo and Ohio. Just Ohio. Yep.
Because, I mean, someone.
Stop it.
Someone
Jared.
from the state.
Jared.
Someone
Jared.
from the state.
Jared.
Yeah.
Jared.
Yeah.
We're not going there.
Someone from the state has to go to a conference championship game.
Well, there's two of them here.
Thank God for the MAC.
And yeah, this week, Jared, because it hasn't been a great year in our picks. I feel like like this is one of our down years of our picks here. So I'm, instead of me trying to go with my head, I'm just going with my heart with all of these picks this week here, Jared. And you know what? Fuck blue and yellow colors. So I'm going with Ohio. Go Bobcats.
And they're kind of on the border anyway, if we're being honest. Like, I'm not going to say Toledo's Michigan, but
don't care.
Go Bobcats. Yeah. By the way, Ohio crushing the line this year, 9-3. Toledo 4-8 against the spread.
Which Toledo's a 2.5 point favorite. I forgot to mention, but yes, go on.
That's kind of important, Kyle.
It is, but I'm still picking Ohio.
That's your job, is to let people know that.
I know.
Okay. So not only is Ohio significantly better against the spread, once again going 9-3, they're on a huge streak. They've not missed the spread since October. Since the beginning of they've not missed the spread October or November. Last time they missed on the spread was against an FCS school, and they just didn't beat them by enough.
I feel great about my pick then, Jared.
Hold on, I'm not even done yet. Toledo, on the other hand, is on a 5-game losing streak against the spread.
They also lost to Bowling Green.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
just saying. Yeah, but if we're looking at like spread analysis on this one, all arrows point to Ohio. Let's keep rolling with that. Give me Ohio. Give me the Bobcats to win and cover.
All right. Attaboy, Jared. All right. Well,
I mean, they're Toledo's favored, so obviously they would win and cover. It's kind of dumb for me to say it.
The other noon game here. Where's Austin? Austin should be chiming in here right now. We're talking about his team right now. Kansas State and TCU, the Horned Frogs.
It's a very purple game. I think that needs to be acknowledged right up front. It's a very purple football game.
It is a very purple football game. Kansas State TCU noon game, and TCU is a 2.5 point favorite. I just don't see TCU falling in the trap here. Again, pretty much a pick'em game here. I'm thinking it's going to be TCU here.
Both of these teams excellent against the spread this year. Kansas State 8-3, TCU 9-2. Both teams have had good recent success against the spread. When looking at like spread analysis, these teams seem to be mostly pretty evenly. He's abandoning his Horned Frogs this week. Look at that. Austin's abandoning his Horned Frogs. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling either way on this one. So I'm gonna once again, like I did with USC and Utah, when in doubt, pick the underdog. I'm gonna roll Kansas State on this one, because if you're gonna give me points to take Kansas State, I'm gonna take Kansas State.
All right, fair enough. Just looking here. All right.
By the way, this has no bearing on Ohio State. No. As long as USC loses, it's a debate. If USC wins and TCU loses, but by the way, like we'll know ahead of time, right? We'll know ahead of time. I don't feel good that Ohio State gets in over TCU. It's possible. I won't say it's not possible, but I don't know.
God, how awful would TCU fans be? It would be
Second
two
time that this
times now.
happened.
Second time this will happen. Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't be purple.
Maybe.
No. I'm kidding. I like purple.
Speaking of purple, we got another team in purple we're going to talk about. LSU and Georgia in the SAC championship. Alabama-less championship game.
When was the last time? And it would have to be like Urban Meyer at Florida. That like the SEC East was this big of a favorite in this game.
This big of a favor? Yeah, maybe.
When was the last time the SEC East team was a double-digit favorite? Georgia's favored by Tennessee, favored by 17.5 in this game. 17.5.
I don't know. I'm not going to try to look.
I'm not asking you to. It's just it's noteworthy. It's noteworthy is all.
Probably a while here. But yeah, Georgia 17.5 here. Man, that's a lot of points, Jared. That's a lot. And I think LSU's not a bad team. They're not, but
they're inconsistent.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that there. Very inconsistent, but man, I'm going to pick LSU to cover, but I think Georgia wins this easily. 17.5 is a lot.
Kyle, I completely agree with you. I wish maybe I could bring a little bit more drama to this, but yeah, Georgia's just not been performing lately. I mean, they're winning. That's all that matters. They didn't look great against Kentucky. They didn't look great against Georgia Tech. It's almost like they beat Tennessee and then just sort of threw it in the neutral. I mean, they beat Mississippi State by a fair amount, but whatever. The thing is, though, when Georgia plays a really good team, when they're like locked in, they beat Tennessee by 14. They beat Oregon by 46. They beat Florida, who we thought was good at the time, by 22. When it's a good team, they seem to lock in. So that might lean me a little bit more towards Georgia. But like I said, they seem a little off right now. They don't seem to be clicking on all of their cylinders. So I am going to say that Georgia wins this football game. Like I have no doubt about that, but the 17 just feels a little too big. So I am going to take LSU to cover.
Okay. All right. I don't know much about this one here. And that is the American championship game. Man.
Kyle, you're not studied up on Central Florida and Tulane?
No. Hell no.
Come on, Kyle. Be a degenerate like the rest of us.
Tulane's the 3.5 point favorite here. Just looking at the numbers here, it looks pretty even. Looks very, very even here. I kind of like your rule, Jared. I think we're just gonna pick the underdog here. I'll go with the UCF here. My first instinct is to pick the underdog in this game if it's pretty even.
Kyle, Tulane is 10-2 against the spread this year.
They're also 10-2 in the record.
Yes. And Kyle, guess what? The two games they didn't cover,
they lost.
Kyle,
okay.
Guess what? The first game was against Southern Mississippi all the way back in September 24th. Forget about that. The last time that they didn't cover and lost was against
UCF.
UCF. You see, you said you didn't know anything and you weren't studied up. Look at you.
Look at me.
Look at you. Yeah, they lost that game by 7 points. Lost the game by 7 points. Yeah, look at us. Exactly, Austin. Look at us. By the way, he's wearing purple. Just pointing that out. Putting it out. He's wearing purple.
All right. Who you got, Jared? Who you got? You're milking it way too much for this kind of game. You're milking it. Who do you got?
I'll dare you suggest I'm milking it. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Tulane here. I think it's very difficult to beat a team twice in the same year. It was a close game before. It was only 7 points. Yeah, Tulane just has an excellent against the spread record this year, so I'm going to go with Tulane.
All right. And our final two games here.
Austin, you're wrong. Ohio's going to win.
Yeah. Clemson and UNC for the ACC championship game, where Clemson is a 7.5 point favorite. But like all of my other picks here, I'm going with my heart here. And I just can't pick Clemson, so I'm going to go with the Tar Heels.
Can't pick Clemson?
No, I can't. Can anybody in the chat here pick Clemson?
Saying if you're gonna a game you can't pick, might wanna
exactly.
save that one. Might want to save
exactly.
That one.
Jared, are you picking Clemson to cover?
Why would you just ask me so directly like that? You know
how I am. I'm direct.
But I'm not.
Direct.
But I'm not.
Know.
I'm gonna milk this for at least 5 minutes. All right, let's with DirecTV. Both these teams. We're giving you free HBO because we're owned by the same company now. Yeah, both of these teams are basically 500 against the spread this year. Not much analysis on that one. Both of these teams have been pretty spotty against the spread this year. Do you want to upgrade to a college football plan? Root for Utah, or just like the playoffs coming, the super playoff, not this pseudo playoff, the super playoffs coming. Yeah, I don't know. Both of these teams feel like they're on a slide right now. Both these teams feel like they're on a really bad slide right now. It's going to come down to who actually still cares. UNC superior offensively, Clemson superior defensively. I'm quite frankly at a complete loss on this one. So 7.5 points to take UNC. Yeah, I'll take that. When in doubt, give me the underdog.
All right. Attaboy, Jared. Attaboy. All right. In the last game here,
Kyle.
Kyle. What?
I don't need your approval. I don't need your approval.
Well, you can go to hell. Speaking of going to hell, this last game here, Purdue and the team up north. Or Purdue is a 15.5 point underdog in this game. All right, Jared. 15.5 points. That's a lot. That's a lot here for a conference championship game here. And I got numbers here, Jared. Oh, I got numbers.
I'm the one who normally brings the numbers in these situations.
All right. The only number I have here is I'm going to compare just
so we're down to one number.
I'm going to compare one game. I'm going to compare one game here. All right. And that's a recent game here between these two teams. Illinois. Purdue beat Illinois 31-24. And Michigan only beat Illinois 19-17. That's only 2 points, Jared. They only beat Illinois by 2 points. But yet Purdue beat them by a whole touchdown So fuck it, go Boilermakers. I'm picking them as my picking Purdue to cover.
But who's going to win?
That's not what we're doing here, Jared.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Yeah, I don't know. It's Michigan has covered, with the exception of Illinois, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in a row now. They just barely, and then you could add a sixth because like they just barely missed against Indiana. I don't know. Purdue has had success this year offensively at times, but this Michigan defense is stout. It's a lot. And I think they're just going to, this is going to be a Michigan game. This is going to be a Michigan game. The game's going to be probably pretty tight at halftime. And then they'll pour it on at the end because Purdue just doesn't have anything left in their legs, and they'll tack on some extra points at the end, and they will, Michigan will win and cover on this one. I don't like saying it, but is what it is. This is a good Michigan team. Sorry.
I'm picking with my heart here, so
that's fair. What's fun is that by this point we will likely know if Ohio State is getting in the playoffs, so we can hate watch.
Oh no, we'll know by.
I'm hate watching regardless.
Yeah, we'll know by the SAC championship game.
Oh, by Friday.
I mean, there is a slight chance.
Yeah, TCU maybe. TCU maybe. The only Garrett. So you say what's fun by this point, we'll likely know if Ohio State. If it's TCU, it's just like, well, now we just have to wait for the playoff committee to let us know. If it's USC, I feel like Ohio State's in at that point. If USC loses, Ohio State's in. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's what I believe. TCU, we just got to sweat it out at that point. You just got to sweat it out. Like, you just got to wait until Reese Davis tells us. If TCU gets blown out, which is possible, that helps a lot. I agree. That would help. It would help a lot. Is Kansas State blown out many teams this year? For what it's worth. I don't think I still have that open. Kansas State was up 21 against TCU in that game. We know how that ended.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. No lead is safe in the Pac-12 or in the Big 12. Either or. But yeah.
Yep. All right, and that is all 7 picks here, Jared. That's all the games here. Is there any other games that's going on here?
Army Navy is happening.
Nope, that's the following week.
That's right. That is correct. No. Akron and Buffalo are playing because of a cancellation. There are other conferences playing other than
Fresno State and Boise State.
Not particularly.
What about
Kyle has to look closer.
Coastal Carolina and Troy?
That actually might be fun. That actually might be fun. Yeah, Coastal is fun. Exactly.
Or North Texas and the University of Texas at San Antonio.
I know the answer to this one.
You lost me at North.
Kyle, University of Texas, San Antonio. And I need you to look directly into the camera. No, not at me, into the camera.
Mm-hmm.
What's their mascot?
It's the Roadrunners.
Okay.
No hesitation, Jared.
No. Okay. Okay.
None.
North Texas?
Yeah. What is North Texas? Do you know, Jared?
I just asked you.
Well, it's the Mean Green.
Yeah. Is it?
Come on, Jared.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I honestly didn't know that one. I knew San Antonio.
All right. What's
I thought they were like an eagle or a bird or something. Is that what's in their logo? The mean green? Or am I confusing that with a different directional Texas?
I don't remember.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All right, Jared. I think that's it. I think that's all the picks for today. Yeah. Anything else you want to add?
No. Yeah, well, yeah, fuck Michigan. Fuck Michigan indeed.
Yeah, there we go.
I just remembered, by the way, we're almost one of my favorite episodes of the year. And because we're running short on this one. I wonder if our bowl preview is one of my favorite episodes of the year. Because not only do I ask Kyle who he thinks is going to win, but I also give him 2 possibilities for what the name of the bowl is, and he has to guess. Kyle,
I don't think we did that last year.
We did.
We did? Okay.
It's kind of the best. Yeah. Well, we didn't in 2020, I don't think.
Yeah. That's it there. Yeah.
Well, and Kyle, what I want to ask you.
All right.
Are you interested in changing it up this year and you doing it and making me guess, or do you want to keep the tradition going?
I don't know. You want to put up to the Sloop Cats? Make Jared look stupid.
No, Kyle. No, Kyle. I would like you to make a fucking decision.
All right. We'll let you guess. All right.
We'll change it up.
We'll stump Jared and make him look dumb.
By the way, and one of the reasons why I think I want to change it up is because you fucking killed it last year. Like, you had just gotten a little too good at it over the years, and it's not as fun when you're actually good at it. So it might be a little more fun since maybe you caught my rhythm. Maybe you just got really good at knowing what the bowls were. Maybe for whatever reason, we didn't have a lot of because the sponsorship change-ups is always what gets us, right?
Yeah. Well, there's been a couple of change-ups too.
There's a lot of bowl name changes this year too, Jared. I know I'm setting myself up for failure, but setting myself up for failure is that's where the comedy comes from, right? Like, it's not, I have to not let Kyle do this anymore because he got too good at it. And while there are a lot of bowl name change ups this year because of sponsorships and whatnot, I'm at least a little bit afraid that he caught my rhythm and he was metagaming me. Because if he was metagaming me last year, then he'll metagame me again this year. So just in case Kyle completely figured out my rhythm, I figured maybe we change it up. So that'll be fun. All right, Kyle. Do you have anything? Good call, Kyle. It was my idea, right, Austin? Like, Kyle chose, but it was my idea. I heard Kyle make the decision. No, I'm
Good job, Jared. See? Look what you did.
I'm tired of the disrespect.
It's okay. It's okay.
Kyle, do you have anything in Kyle's corner?
Yeah, right before we hit record, we watched the Buckeyes basketball little of the basketball team play, and I thought they played okay. They played okay. I thought they had a chance to beat down Duke, but yeah, foul trouble and turnovers and
Just
all
not
that.
finishing. They left so many. They left so many just on the rim.
Yeah, it's the turnovers too is what
Yeah.
killed them there. They had a chance to really win that game. So, I mean, it's a lot of upside to look at a loss here, which is I think I saw here like last year. Yeah, last year they beat Duke, which was I think the past two times. No, it was the past two times. I think every time that Ohio State has recently lost to Michigan, they beat Duke. We thought it was going to happen again this year, but nope, it didn't. I was hoping that was going to be the case, but
Not worth it.
yeah,
Not
it's
worth
okay.
it. Yeah.
No, but that's it. That's it. Well, the other interesting thing here we're going to really keep an eye out is Brian Hartline going to be interviewing for the head coaching position over at Cincinnati?
Yes, he is interviewing. Can everyone stop freaking out about the fact that he's interviewing?
That's it.
Like freak out. Like you can get upset if he gets the job, but like he's just going to go interview.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why people are freaking out. Listen, I love Brian Hartline. Adore Brian Hartline. Hope he stays. Hope he stays forever. But I don't think he's qualified to be the head coach at Cincinnati.
And especially with Cincinnati going to the Big 12 here. Is it not next year, but the following year?
It's next year.
Oh, it is next year. Yeah, that's that's asking a lot.
I think we should promote him. He's already a co-coordinator. He's the passing game coordinator. He needs to be the play caller. Maybe. But my point is that like he's only been a coach for 4 years. 3 of those years was as a position coach. The 4th year he spent as the 3rd offensive coordinator. The 3rd offensive coordinator, because like Ryan Day's the 1st offensive coordinator. Kevin Wilson's the 2nd offensive coordinator. Just saying.
Yep. All right. That's it, Jared. That's all I got.
Jeff Saturday was a stay-at-home dad 3 weeks ago and won an NFL game 5 days later. And like, did they hand him the keys to the kingdom? Is he like the head coach for now and until the foreseeable future? You're going to tell me experience doesn't matter? I'm just saying, Cincinnati is not Bowling Green. Bowling Green would hire Brian Hartline last year. They just would for the clout, if nothing else. Cincinnati's a big boy program.
Yep.
Bowling Green would hire a squirrel. If that squirrel could recruit, yes, they would.
Yeah.
They sure would.
All right, Jared. Go ahead and hit us out here.
All right. Tonight's ending music brought to you by a Cincinnati-based band called MotherFolk. They're fun. You'll like them. Stick around. Listen. If you're listening to the audio version of this, just keep listening. And if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a link down below where you can listen to the song We Can't. Join the Sloopcats. Oh, you know what? Yes. We've had a few new Sloopcats join recently. Pac Northwest Buck joined recently. And I think we already introduced our last guy last time. And and that was also great. So yeah, added a few new recently. Pay Jared $3, pay Kyle $7. I don't think you understand, guys, how a profit share works. But yeah, patreon.thesloopcast.com. And then there's also just come join the Discord server at discord.thesloopcast.com. The Discord server is mostly free. I mean, it's free. There's lots of free channels. The Ohio State football channel is free. There are some premium. There is a premium section, which again you can get access to at that $3 Patreon tier. It's like 75 to 80% free. Yeah. And then on top of that, additional benefits are you can watch us record this live, which is exclusive to our Patreon members. If you can't or don't listen to us live, you get your own RSS feed for your podcast app. You can paste it into your podcast app. And that way you avoid all of those annoying Spreaker ads that play before the show if you're listening to the audio version of this. So, you know, you get an ad-free experience on the audio version. You get to watch us live if you choose. You get premium access to the Discord server. There's other stuff too that I'm just not even remembering. Oh, the additional episode, the paywalled episode, Sloop Cats only. Kyle, I haven't had it. Kyle did one solo. I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. How'd it go?
It was an episode. I
honestly, isn't that most Sloop Cats onlys?
Yes, it was an episode.
It was an episode. It was a thing, and it happened.
Yep.
All right, that's it. That's the end of the show. Once again, MotherFolk sending us out. So with all that being said, I'd like to encourage everyone to drink local beer, listen to local music, and of course support your local podcasters. Once again, MotherFolk.